And hey everybody, it's Cassian Blackcloak back in with another Resident Evil Resistance Sinister Spencer 2.5 video for you today. And ran into another really great coordinated team. I just happened to play one mastermind match after I got done with my dailies, and I ran into this team. I've ran into a couple of them before. I know for sure Undertaker fan, I played him quite a few times. So this is a team full of really good players, and we're going to see how they fared in the Bemusement Park against my my build. So definitely want to thank you guys for stopping by and all the kind comments on my build. I'm glad it's helping some people out, and I appreciate everybody supporting the channel. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything when I put something up. And we're going to take a look here at this build. And I also want to thank MrDecuss, HatGamer for, or aka I think HatGamer for playing a video with this build here. I saw that, dude. You did great. It was a fun video to watch. Anytime you want to do more, feel free. And we're going to go ahead and try this strategy I've been developing of trying to defend this room down here because I've got 2 keys. And we're going to take care of putting a couple creatures down. But this team is going to be moving really quick here. They're not really going to give me time to do a proper setup in here that I would like. But you know, talking through some of the mechanics of what I'm doing here, basically, my whole goal in Area 1 and 2 isn't really to try and stop them, it's just to try and spam as much creatures as possible in their way, so they have to deal with them, and they had to expend resources fighting them. And the creatures are, by default, generally some of the higher HP creatures, like the Licker and the Tough Zombie, and then the, some are a little harder to deal with, like the Dealer, that tends to move pretty quick, and the Imposter Zombie that's also a lot more aggressive, and then the Double Zombie for just fodder, just to let them pump ammo into. So basically what I'm doing is just putting up as much stuff as I can in their way they're going to have to deal with and fight, and hopefully the Ivies are going to take care of downing 1 or 2 of them. And so, and those take a lot, this stuff takes a lot of ammo, and my idea is just to try and drain them. So that by the time we make it to Area 3, if we do, that they are, having to, they're going to run out. They're not going to be able to deal with the swarm that I've got in Area 3 thanks to Hypercharge and the super thick biocores. So that's the, how the build works basically. So this, everything that's in this build is here for a reason, including the deck. So, I've covered that in the build videos before. And, yeah, so there we go. Okay, so there is the, yeah, so there's Area 1 done. So basically all I did was just that one part of the map. I just made sure they had to fight through it. I didn't bother with the other pair because, generally those are the less resource dependent characters. So I'm wanting to really especially drain Valerie. And specifically, I want Valerie having to put out a lot of credits because her economy with the right build is absolutely insane. Between surplus and all the other stuff she can do in Jan's Decoder or Cyber Monday or whatever it is, she can bargain bin. That's it. She can get a lot of steep resource discounts. So that's where this build really comes into play, and you got to take it seriously because Survivor economy is insane these days. Just playing with Martin earlier, like just with Decoder and Lucky Charm too, I had like more credits than I could spend. I didn't have enough room for all the stuff I could buy. So, yeah, alright, so just putting a couple of creatures out here, and they're going to basically work through everything, and they're going to really be able to get on top of me before I can set anything up massive to try and really stop them in this area. Because, like I said, this is a good team, they're moving quick, they're fighting smart, and of course they're all running shotguns. So shotguns are kind of like the new Survivor meta right now with, where they finally fixed them, which they didn't need to be fixed, but I think they need to do something with the economy for them because they're a little too good. I would say, up it to like 4 rounds per shot instead of 3. That would probably solve a lot of problems. Alright, so we're going to get the Licker down here, and before I can even get enough, look at this, before I can even get enough energy back to mist everything, to vapor it, everything's already dead. The Licker's dead, the zombies are dead. There's like 1 zombie left, and she's finishing, Undertaker fan's finishing it off right now.
How many locks they got here?
Yeah, he's a good Jan, man. Undertaker fan is a great Jan. Like I said, I've ran across him more than a few times. So shout out to you, man. You're a hardcore Survivor player. And there we go. So I'm going to get into Yorick here and try to, once again, just make him have to spend a little more to kill him. Is the only reason I'm inside of him. I'm generally just in there and make him have to put out more resources. That's it. Yep, so there they go. Man, see, look at that. They're on the camera. As soon as Yorick goes down, Jan's on the camera. So that's... I mean, they're not giving me a chance to really breathe here, which I think like I said, I played most of these guys before, so they're probably aware of what happens if they let me get on top of them. which is going to happen regardless. But right now they're doing really good. So I'm going to try to use the D field, and I angle it wrong. I'm really bad at the D fields here lately. Sometimes I get a good one here and there, but I need to practice on those more. And yeah, okay, so I'm going to put the anchor down once again, because the thing with this anchor, I'm not expecting it's going to do me any good. It's just they're going to have to shoot it out of the camera to kill the zombies. So, you know, they're not going to want to leave that anchor there. They want the time. And I'm feeding them a lot of time. You notice they've got, what, over, you know, almost 10 minutes already. So they're going to get time off me, and that's fine. That's okay. The more time they have, the more resources they put out, so the more the end game is going to really crush them. That's the really sinister part of this build, is by the time they get to Area 3, unless they played me on this build before, they're not ready for it. Most survivors these days are not expecting, you know, an Area 3 swarm like the kind I can summon up and then the super cores on top of it. Because you got to remember, like, a little bit of background here when I talk about the creatures. The reason I've got the particular ones in the deck that I do is that their health, you got to understand, is increased each area. So you know, they're at base HP in Area 1. Area 2, they get about 20% boost out that base number. Area 3, they get a 50% boost out that base number. So in Area 3, your creatures are at 150% base HP, and then over the top of that, you add on the 15% from Resilient Skin 2. So they're running that base 150% plus another 15% on top of that number. So that makes them really, really resource dependent to kill. They got to put out a lot of shots with those shotguns to take down the Area 3 creatures. Even the regular zombies, they're going to take multiple shots to put down each. Not to mention the tough boys and the dealers and the lickers especially are going to have just shitloads of HP. Not like Annette does, but, you know, for Spencer, they do pretty good with that Resilient Skin too, for my purposes, because I don't want them to be completely unkillable. I want them to be able to kill some of them, so they keep pushing forward. But as they do that, they're draining their resources. Then when they finally get to the biocores, they gas out. That's the way the build works. So it's, realistically, I'm giving them as much to deal with on as many different layers as possible. Including, you know, the last piece of the puzzle was that Ivy mod. That's what really brought the build together. With that last update, that's what really was the coup de grace. Like, now here, though, you can see some bad draw luck on my part. That happens sometimes. But I would rather get those bad draws out of the way in Area 1 and 2 than to have it happen in Area 3 when I really need to have creatures on deck. So, you know, I'm getting most of that bad RNG out in this first couple of areas. And so I'm going to try the dealer here. I missed with the Claw Slash like I usually do. I'm actually surprised whenever I actually hit somebody with that. So that's why I usually let the creatures run, you know, on their own. I don't manually control them a lot of times. I just let them do their thing. Alright, so going into Area 3 in Bemusement Park here, these guys, they're going to have 12 minutes and 28 seconds. So that tells me they have put out just a shitload of resources, killing everything I put in front of them. I mean, they have been rocking everything. Now, that's what I wanted them to do. That's exactly the way that I wanted this to go. Now, and it looks like I'm getting rocked, and I am getting rocked, but I'm getting rocked with a purpose. To rally and come back and really, I want them strapped. I want them really starving for everything in the you know, beginning of this area. They're going to have just enough to get started. Probably they think, okay, we can go through, pick some stuff up, but they're not going to be ready for the swarm that's coming. Now watch this. Watch what happens on this walkway here. Hypercharge. Okay, I messed this up. I don't get both the zombies down. I just get one of them because of the angle. And I'm actually going to use that intentionally here in a minute too, because I'm watching my creature cap. I'm going to go ahead and spend 5 to go ahead and get the Ivy out here. Get hypercharge again. So now watch it. Just within like literally like what 5-10 seconds here, I've swarmed this whole walkway up with creatures. And now I'm going to put the tether on them. Put the invulnerability anchor. And now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go ahead and try D field, and I believe this is going to do pretty well. Yeah, I get like 2 of them here, and I almost get Valerie too. And at this point, they drop the gate. Now here comes my creatures running over. There was a dealer charging in, and we got still 2 of them down. Valerie is in trouble, and I'm going to give him a little bit to deal with over here. I've got 1 more creature I can drop. Put the imposter zombie. Now I'm going to hold off on dropping liquor because I'm at 12 creatures. I do not want to go over my cap and start taking off stuff that I've already put down that's buffed. I want to let those things, they're going to get through here. I'm just, at this point, I'm just once again harassing them, making them spend resources till they get over here and start dealing with the proper swarm. All I want at this point is for them to fight every creature that's out there. And you see that they're tearing into it. They already broke the tether on the camera. They were smart. That was probably Jan with her skill from that distance. So now I'm going to go ahead and start replacing what they're killing. Now notice the creature counter. They're going to keep killing stuff as I'm putting them down, but we're going to actually get back to our creature cat pretty easily here. Now, Becca's going to come charging forward, trying to get through this to harass them from the back end, but I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to go ahead and put a few more creatures down. I'm going to buff everything, and then I'm going to put the anchor on it, so she's got to deal with that before she can deal with the creatures. So that means Becca's going to have a real bad day here. And now I'm going to start replacing what they're killing outside in this room, that leads to the biocore. Now you notice they're not being as efficient as clearing out my swarms now, right? You notice that right now they're actually just, you know, they don't know what to do. They were not ready for this. They have been handling everything I've thrown at them so far, but they were not ready for this level of crazy shit. That's why I always like to save up a few bioenergy at the end of Area 2. Going into Area 3, I usually have full or close to full bioenergy, so I can really start putting in a swarm, assuming I don't have to eat through a bunch of junk in my deck. And right here, I got the large generator mod, so I'm going to try to hold on to that. Cycle my deck. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Ivy here for 5, because I know with these mods in my hand, I'm going to draw a lot more power back. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the anchor here and let these things tear them up. Yeah, I'm going to jump in this boy here, and yeah, that one's already, she's getting eaten by the Ivy, so I'm just swiping at her because I can. And then I'm going to go over here to Val, and I'm going to eat her. She already broke the camera, though, so the tether's gone. But that's okay. That just means I can put more creatures in here. I've got plenty more because of the bio leech, or the energy leech here. Yeah, that energy leech really helps fuel the build. Once you get that on everything and they start tearing into them, your bioenergy just starts shooting up in chunk. It's just, I mean, it just goes bonkers. And I've got all the native regen help too with the. Now, right there was where I did it. I had 11 creatures out, and I wanted to get that double zombie card out of my hand, so I angled it so only one of the zombies populated. When you see the other one is red, that means you're only going to spawn the one that's green. So I did that to keep from pulling away one of my other creatures. I just wanted to get back to the cap. So that's what I mentioned earlier when I said I was going to be intentionally, you know, stand back one of the zombies. And right there with that, while that defuel is going off, I went ahead and interacted with the bridge control just to lower it, so they have to try and fight. You know, once again, they got to waste a little bit more time doing that. And so I'm back up in here. I go ahead and burn the small mod for 1 and get it out of my hand so I can keep the big one, because it has a lot better regen property, both for the mod card and its native regen buff. So, and right here, yeah, okay, so they're coming over here, and once again I got a full creature cap, so I'm not going to be intentionally, I'm intentionally not going to spawn anything. I'm just trying to bait her into using that skill to burn it. Yeah, she's not going to fall for it though. This Jan is good. She knows her shit. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm just going to come in here to lock the door. And yeah, okay, so they finally broke this camera out here. I got tired of me watching them, so I'm going to come out here, and I believe, yeah, okay, so as they kick that door down, there comes, you see that liquor come flying out. And yeah, bite. And yeah, one of them, yeah, I was hoping they would all come out there and swarm them before they could break that camera, but they got it broken. Shotguns, man. But that's okay, it's not going to help them. Now you notice they came in here with like, what, 12.5 minutes? Now look what happened. We're down to like 4:20. So they just don't think you're a threat like that with this build. I mean, it's really lulls them. That's another aspect of the sinisterness of this build in Area 1 and 2. If it's a good team, it lulls them to a false sense of confidence, because they think, oh, we got this. This guy's just a joke. And then they come into this and they're like, what the fuck just happened? I'm pretty sure after this match they were just all like, what fucking happened, man? Where did all that come from? How did this occur? Because they weren't ready for it. And notice on the biocore there, I mean, they've barely scratched it. They've got like less than a quarter of it down. And I think right now they're going to be regrouping to try and come in for a, yeah, see, I was expecting some of them to charge in like idiots. But once again, good team. The other two didn't come charging in trying to save their compadres. They're going to let them die, and they're going to regroup and come in for a more coordinated push here. They're going to try one last time here to try and get in and clear that biocore. Now, they were smart there. They dodged the D-field. I put it from too far back. But that's okay. I pushed them back. I'm wasting their time. At this point, I am wasting their time. And at this point, you know, they're pretty much toast. So, I mean, there's no way they're clearing that biocore with the swarm I've got in here, because they can't deal with it. They cannot deal with the swarm. The creatures are too tough, and there are too many of them. and there's way too much damage they have to do to those biocores. It takes a lot more sustained fire than what they can manage right now. But they're going to try. They're going to come in here and they're going to be focus fire in those biocores. So watch, it's about less than a quarter down. Now watch, they're going to really just unload on it. Valerie's going to unload on it. She's going to kite me around here. I'm going to miss my grab, but that's okay. She's going to kill me. I would rather have her shooting me than the biocore. That's fine. So there's the energy leech again. So there's Tyrone with a fucking Molotov cocktail at the camera. So they're really coming in here for one last push. I mean, they got their shit together for one last coordinated assault, and they don't have it. They're done. So there you go. Sinister Spencer 2.5. Like I said, for Spencer at least, this is the new meta. And yeah, look at that. They got a little over half that biocore down. So thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out the Patreon, and we'll catch you Black Folks in the next experiment. Bye.